Welcome to that synth show. Hope you're all doing good. We got a little episode today, man. Going to be covering the MPC Live 3. A lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff. You guys all probably think I'm about to hate on this thing, but I think you might be wrong. Just let me know if that music is too loud. Just let me know how everything's going. I'm on the road today, so this is a stream from the road. And yeah, we'll go from there, but I hope you're all doing good. Akai Professional MPC Live 3 Standalone Music Production Center is what we're going to cover today. Got a few videos geared up, and we'll go over it, talk about it. What's up, Trader to the Living? What's up, Heathcliff? What's up, Conductive? Twin Cities Oxygen, Morning Beautiful. I got a coffee here somewhere, hold on. So we got it all geared up here. Let me get this live chat moved to another part of the screen here. Over here, probably. Trying to get it transparent. For some reason it won't come up transparent, but I ain't worried about it. Here is the beautiful little box, man. Shout out to the Synth Renegade Mafia. Shout out to the Bro Synth Network. Shout out to the Pro Synth Network. Shout out to the Synth Renegades. Music loud. Maybe that's better for the music there, I think, huh? That's probably a lot better. Let me know. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Is that music coming in good? Coming in clean? What's up, GeoSynths, baby? What's happening? I was about to watch, yeah, $16.99. What a week, man. We had the Roland TR-1000 come out a couple days ago, and that came in at $2,700. Absolute monster. I think I'm going to play a little bit of that at the end. And then, perfect. Thanks, Trader. And then we've got the MPC 3, and a bunch of people are super excited about it. Most of them are shills. But, you know, that's to be expected. Like I said, we got no problem with the shills around Synth Renegade Mafia land. There's nothing wrong with the shills. They add to the synth entertainment universe, so we, nothing but respect. When I use the word shill, I use it in the most respectful context, because I ain't ever going to hate on anyone for getting paid. Whether that's getting paid through a synthesizer, through Bitcoin, through Venmo, through Buy Me a Coffee, or straight up cash. I ain't going to hate on anyone for that. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to tell the truth. And when I watch a bunch of MPC videos, most of them are shill videos, then you get a few videos around the web for some renegades or some people who bought this product, what they think about it. So, I got a video geared up today from Tactical Midi that I'm going to play and react a little bit to. And then we'll just do the opening video with that Andy dude from MPC, because I feel like he does a pretty succinct idea of what this got. And for me personally, I know a lot of people are pissed off that they're getting left in the dust. This is what I've gathered from all my research over the last couple days. People are pissed off that they're going to get left in the dust with their old MPCs. And to be honest, a lot of them are probably pissed that they know they're not going to be able to sell it and get a new one, right? So that's what I think. That's my personal opinion on that, is I think a lot of people are just pissed off that they're not going to be able to sell them. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that that's what I think about that. Synth Fawn, happy Saturday. Yeah, happy Saturday to you too, brother. So to me, this rendition so far from what I looked at with the MPC Live 3, it looks like Roger Lynn may have licensed some of the Linstrument technology with the MPE for the pads. I don't know, that could be something. I heard Traders to the Living talk about it. I thought about it a while ago too, when Roger Lynn was doing a lot of the MPC Live 2 videos. I was like, oh, this cat's getting ready to collab and grab a bag from Akai. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Nothing wrong with grabbing a bag, you know? So Roger Lynn, why wouldn't you license out that Linstrument tech? I mean, to be honest, nobody's buying the Linstrument. I don't know, he's probably only sold like 6 of them, right? So why not license out your technology and go back to, you know, I think Roger Lynn worked with Akai before, so why not license the tech and add them in these little pads? So from what I gathered, we'll check it out, but these pads got a lot of control vectors for modulation, And then it also has like 4 samples per pad. So you got 16 pads here, and then you got 4 per pad. So you actually got 16 samples per row, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 rows of 16 samples per pads, and then you also got the ability to modulate and rub around the pad like the Linstrument. If you've ever seen the Linstrument or any of that type of MPE technology, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have the 61 keys. Yeah, the Live 3 is a big jump. And I feel like, you know what happened is Electron came out with the Toneverk last week, and everybody got pissed off because they gave you a product that doesn't have full functionality. But if Electron didn't drop their product last week, they would have got left in the dust, because everyone probably would have went and bought an MPC 3, and a couple dudes probably would have went and bought the Roland TR-1000. So I think that was a great strategic business move by Electron, throwing the Toneverk out there. At least they would grab the hard cores, and then the hard cores would just wait for the updates from the Toneverk for the MIDI and the sampling, multi-sampling. What's up, Echo? So let's jump on over here and let's get into it for a little bit. So this is the product, $1,600. That's not too bad if you ask me. I don't think that's too bad for everything this can do. I was talking to a few people today, and they're like, man, if I get this, I can pretty much get rid of my whole studio. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the MPC, as I had a horrible experience with it, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's an amazing product. I think it's an absolutely fantastic product, amazing. And if you want an all-in-one production studio, this might be the way to go. And it's got the highest tech right now, probably of any. I don't want to call it a room box. It's a DAW in a box, a production studio. It's got everything. It's probably got the highest grade technology. If you want to make music fast and you don't want to live in the computer, this is probably the way to go. You know, I've said a few times that I thought. I adjust my levels. I said a few times I thought that the MPC was cheating. Oh, I gotta check all my levels. Alright, that's better. Yeah, let me know if you can hear still the music. I might just turn the music straight up off. I don't know. Noodle Doodle got the MPC coming. Cool. Electron is great unless you want to bring an external hardware synths in terms of polyphony. Good point. Good point. TR-1000. Cool. Alright, let's check out this initial video. From, who is it? That's not that one. Let's check this one out. From Andy Mack.
Hi there, I'm Andy Mack from Akai Pro, and I'm down here with Guitar Center, and we're going to be checking out the MPC Live 3. MPC Live 3 really takes the standalone experience to a whole new level. We've added our brand new MPC-E expressive pads, which allow you to morph and glide between samples, where we've added 4 quadrants per pad, which you can actually even use for adding samples, which turns 16 pads into 64. We've added a brand new step sequencer, which is perfect for everything from electronic music to doing hip hop and trap beats. We've added a built-in microphone, so you can now capture your vocals, to sampling, to field recording directly in the MPC with the new microphone. We've also added combo XLR and line level jacks, so you can now capture your vocals instantly using everything from a condenser to a dynamic microphone.
Hold on a second, I gotta address something in the comments. Who's this? Let's see what he's saying. Got a comment here. Keep up the good work. Reverb. Hold on now. Where'd that comment go? Hold on a second. Hey Synth, love your content sometimes, but please try not to drop the hard R word in your videos, like the TR-1000. Hold on a second. What the hell does that even mean? Can't see all the comment. Hold on. TR-1000 vid. I don't even know what that means. You talking about the R word renegade? I'll drop the renegade whenever I want. Or are you talking about retard? Are you telling me not to use the word retard? Is that what you said? Don't use the word retard? What are you asking me not to say? R, as in like the way I pronounce the word R. Are you telling me not to use the word renegade? Or are you telling me not to use the word retard or retarded? Please clarify. I don't understand what you mean. What is the R word? Roland?
Phone. We've also added some amazing enhancements with MPC Live 3, giving you some compelling features such as clip launching, so you can now create live performances to create in different types of takes when you're making your beats or your live productions. And we've also added a pro reverb that gives you the most incredible quality, which you can use for your vocals through to instruments, along with a visual EQ, which allows you to take the mixing experience to a whole new level. At the heart of the MPC Live 3 is the brand new 8-core processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM that really allows us to push the boundaries of MPC standalone. This allows us to run up to 32 plugin instances with lightning fast loading times, which really gives you the most compelling experience.
So, I mean, this is the thing. It's got 32 tracks or whatever you want to call it. 32 plugins at once. I mean, it sounds like a powerful monster, and it sounds like they couldn't get the firmware for the old MPCs done properly, so they're just like, screw it, let's abandon the old ones, and, you know, let's just go with the new tech. This is the newest tech, let's go with that. So I think that it's not really a bad thing, and I think that most people complaining is, people, don't use words, bro, mumble. Yeah, most people complaining, most people complaining are complaining because they're not going to be able to sell these junk boxes on the used market to get the new one. They're just going to have to cough up some scratch and pick up the new thing. Live, life, love. That's right. Dude, haircuts is crazy. Synth fun. Let me just go through some comments here. I'm just saying it's a turn off for some people. It's polar. I don't give a shit if it's a turn off for some people. Submachina. I'm not here to cater to everybody. And I've been using the word retard since I was in elementary school. I've got called a retard numerous times. To be honest, some people today still call me a retard. And I think it's the best word to describe certain scenarios. So if people don't like me using the word retard, then they're probably retarded. All right, let's go.
We've added 16 tracks of audio recording, so combining this with the XLR microphone means that you can track out all your vocals to your favorite instruments completely standalone. With this enhanced power, it also allows us to bring in desktop pro quality stem separation, which is one of the most compelling features that has come to the MPC platform. But now you have high quality stem separation, along with pro stem.
High quality stem separation, pro stem separation, and not only that, like GeoSynths just said, you're gonna be able to pick up one of these old MPC boxes. They'll probably be out. You probably get them on Reverb for $100 because they ain't worth nothing no more. They were barely worth anything before, because, you know, if people just wanted to make a couple simple beats and stuff, they were great. But people who wanted to go real deep and use up tons of CPU, that's the people that had the problem with the old MPCs. And they were promised a firmware updates and stuff so they could have full functionality, and they ain't getting it. They ain't ever going to get it. And the only way they're going to get close to getting it is if they go out and buy the MPC3 Live, which I think is amazing. And it might be one of the greatest pieces of production, it might be one of the greatest pieces of music production equipment ever made to date. That's what I think at the moment. I could change my mind by the end of the video, so stay tuned.
Stems, we've added super time stretching, which is a very high quality algorithm that allows you to manipulate your audio all in real time. So let's take a closer look at some of these compelling features on the MPC Live 3. If there's a specific feature you want to check out, then check out the chapters in the description.
But Submachine and Nothing But Love, man. It's just, I don't care about words. And listen, whatever I want to say, I'm going to say it. If I got to get on here and think about every single word that I say, if it's going to offend someone, or someone's not going to like me, or they're going to unsub, or they'll get angry at my content, if I got to do that, bro, it would be the most unenjoyable experience ever. So I'm just rolling with whatever I want to say. I'm saying it. Whatever comes to my mind, I'm saying it. And I put that same type of expectation on others too. And if you want to go self-censor your speech to placate people who might to placate a bunch of people who get offended or triggered by a word, then man, that's someone else's deal. That ain't my problem. You know, you got to get thicker skin. Not you, I'm talking about the people you're talking about. Because you didn't say you, right? You just said others.
Designing the MPC Live 3, we looked at all of the types of artists through to users, of the key functionality of what they were looking for and what the next MPC would be. One of the most amazing things that we were seeing with MPC was it was finding its way onto the stage. People were using it for live performance, finger drumming, you know, everyone from the likes of Fred Again, Machine Gun Kelly, to artists like Kenya Grace, who were using this at Glastonbury to perform with the pads and to trigger their vocals all in real time. So with all of these new features that we've added, everything from the expressive pads, touch strip, to the step sequencer.
Man, give me this MPC in white and I'll buy it. I'll promise you guys right now, because I'm a part of the very, very, very exclusive group of known as the Creamers. And the Creamers are a bunch of dudes out there always looking for the whitest synth. You know, so we got the Udo, Domino, we got the Polybrute 12, Cream Dream, we've got the Super Gemini, the Super 6, we've got the Astrolab, we've got the Kodamo Mask. So, you know, the Creamers out there, we love cream colored synths. Any off shade of white, that's what we're going for. And if this MPC comes out in white, you can better believe I'm picking it up. You better believe it. And I can't wait actually if they bring this out in white.
Really allows them to enhance their live performances even further. So the first feature I want to show you is the MPCE expressive pads. Now, pads have been around for a long time. They've gone from standard pads to RGB, but we've never had expressive pads on this level on a device before. So the MPCE pads really takes the dynamic and expression of playing beats to a whole new level. Now, first thing we're going to show you is each pad is set up into 4 quadrants, which allows me to do some of the coolest.
Okay, I did a bunch of videos. I did a bunch of videos about the MPC back in the day, right? And by back in the day, I mean a couple months ago, because we're in synth warp speed. You know, we operate on a different type of timeline. You know, yesterday's news is yesterday's news. So back in the day, to me, might mean yesterday. It might mean this morning, because I might have had made 10 videos by the time we get to tonight. But I did a bunch of videos on the MPC that weren't very flattering, and you know what? That was mostly because it had that old school workflow, which was stupid. I think it's dumb. I think it was the crappiest workflow I ever came across my whole entire life. The old MPC workflow. And I can't remember what it was called. The old operating system that was a couple months ago, you know. That operating system sucked. It was very unintuitive and annoying. And every time I picked it up, I got annoyed. And I was like, I'm done. But then when they came out with the new operating system with a different workflow, a different interface, I was like, oh, I can see how this thing is awesome. Now I'm looking at this here with all the performance capability built into this and the modulation capability per pad with that beautiful instrument style MPE. And I just think for a live performer, this might be one of the greatest, like GeoSynths just said, it might be a bookmark in time, you know? This might be the bookmark of where MPC takes music production technology in a hardware form to a next level. If they can keep nailing the firmware updates with this, and if the CPU can handle everything they're saying it can, I mean, it could be really cool, especially if they bring it out in white.
Things like I'm going to show you now. So with our expressive...
Yeah, this for me, the problem with the MPC for me, this is where a lot of people are like, Samurai, like Dude Man just said. He said, Samurai, I thought you were the brain. I'm the brains and the brawn. That's the thing. You don't usually get those two packages in one. So I'm the brains, the bronze, and the beauty. I got the trifecta, the triple factor. So when you got brains, brawn, and beauty, I mean, the NPC is kind of pointless for a guy like me. You know, it just kind of, to be honest, an NPC slows me down. NPC slows me down. That's the problem. When I get something like this, it slows me down. But I might end up buying it just so I can do something some other times when I don't want to go in and fire up the spaceship. I don't know, $1,600. We'll see. Maybe I could get it.
Pads, we can actually glide across the pad in an X or Y positioning. We can add pitch. We can add chops.
Yeah, I was watching Tony Black's stream last night, and Tony had a funny point. He was saying, check out Tony Black's streams. His great stream Friday nights. He was saying, man, you know what? Like, people were complaining about the price of the sample packs, and I was like, cracking, because he was like, you guys are complaining about a $39 sample pack, which is cheap as chips, and you guys buy $300 sneakers. And I was like, yeah, too, bro, man. You go out and buy 3 craft beer, $9 a pop. That's $27 plus $3 tip, $1 per beer. That's $30 right there. 10 more bucks, you got a sample pack. That's pretty cheap, dude, to be honest with you. And then another dude was like, yeah, but you know, man, people want to go in and sample their own crap. Like Tony was saying, bro, is anybody sampling their own crap anymore? Really? When it comes to, like, if we're talking about big music production, of course people are doing it for a bit of a laugh, but if we're talking about efficiency, speed, creating a product that they can sell to a musician, or they can sell to somebody to put something over, or they're actually a producer, they're trying to make stuff efficiently, fast, and quick. And then maybe you got some cats out there who want to go dig through a bunch of records and grab a sample just to add a little bit of something. But as far as the drums and stuff like that, man, it's pretty much all in there. Everything you need is in this thing. And to be honest, you don't even really need an MPC, but I think it's awesome because you got, you know, the big dogs are using VSTs all day. Come on.
By playing quadrants, and we can also set our pads up like a real acoustic drum kit. So an example, if you have a snare drum, when you hit the snare in the middle, you get the snare. If you hit it on the edges, you get the rim. Open hi-hats, for example, you would normally have to use 2 pads. Now we can use 1 single pad with open and closed. Percussion, with articulations, and which is 4 toms on 1 single pad. So this really does enhance your performance by using less pads. So you can do cool things like this.
So you see what he's doing there? That's the crazy thing I saw the other day. He's got 4 samples per pad. So, I mean, what it does is basically turns you into a digital octopus. You know, not even that. You're a hybrid Siamese twinned octopus. Now you got 16 arms, all right? Because you got 4 samples per pad. Where you usually would have to go 4 pads, now you got 4 samples per pads, and the distance you have to move to really cook is tiny. Watch. All 1 pad.
So now that you've seen the new MPC expressive pads, let's dive in and make a beat, and I'll show you some of the features.
Let's go, baby. Let's dive in and make a beat, show you some of the features. So it's cool. I think Viral Beats, you need to get this immediately too, bro. I think you should buy this pretty much as soon as possible. Anybody out there who's an MPC fan, you should probably go buy this immediately. I would probably already have bought it, if not already. I think I heard it was on back order already. I mean, where are you going to get it, man? $1,600, that's not a bad price for this thing, I don't think. GeoSynths, what's GeoSynths saying? Only issue I have with MPC is that I'm a bit crap at using them, which is lack of talent. That aside, I really want it. Yeah, I feel the same way. When I had mine, I was like, ooh, this is harder than it looks. But a little bit of practice, a little bit of grit, wake up early in the morning, do some finger drumming lessons. I feel like the distance to travel on one pad actually would make it easier to finger drum than having to go longer distances. That's what I think. I think the ability to shorten the distance to vary the sound via different samples in the quadrant.
I'm going to start with a melodic, which I've added a filter and cutoff. So as I slide my finger on the pad, we can add expression to the loop. So we're going to put that down as an idea. I'm going to start with 4 bars. So let's start the sequencer. So now that we've got our loop at the beginning, we're going to add a kick and snare over the top. So let's lay that down. Now that we've got our loop and our kick and snare, let's lay down our hi-hats, but I'm going to be using the articulations on each of the quadrants on my hi-hat. Let's lay this down.
I mean, that there to me is next level alone. Like, think of the speed, because now you've got so much loaded onto one pad, right? And the articulation you can do. Crazy. Totally crazy.
So with the expressive pad, you can see how fast it is to add movement over your beats. So what I'm going to do now, I've got different pads set up with, again, different articulations using classic percussion through to toms, cowbells, through to little vocal chops. And I'm going to now add these over the beat. And then we're going to go into some of the plug-in instruments and we're going to add some melody over the top. So let's start off with some of our percussion.
Alright, so that's cool. Let's check out one of my favorite dudes' videos right here. While we do this little intermission, then we'll check out Tactical Midi. This here is the one and only DJ Voytech. Machines, will you throw DJ Voytech's channel in the chat? He's a legend, I believe from Poland. And his channel, if you don't know, man, this is one of the greatest channels out there, and you got to check it out. The bro's got so many cool synths. And this cat, you know what he went and did? He said, screw it, baby, I'm going and getting the TR-1000 and the MPC Live 3. So let's just take a little intermission and check out DJ Voytech, one of the most legendary synth renegades. Definitely a member of the Synth Renegade Mafia. Let's check him out.
Ladies and funky gentlemen, synths and drum box doctors, welcome to the operating table of sonic surgery. It's your boy
DJ Voytech,
Medicine Man, prescribing some heavy funk for your ears and soul. And today, oh today, we are unboxing not one, but 2 holy grails of rhythm and groove.
Yeah, cheers, Tony. Thanks for the 5K, man. Thank everybody out there for the 5K subs. You know, when you do it from the ground up, grassroots style, it's harder, but you just gotta pump it, dude. You know, 48 videos a month for 2 years. I mean, nobody was putting out as much content as me. So I did it the hard way, but I did it my way.
The Roland TR-1000, the futuristic funk box straight from Roland's secret laboratory. And the Akai MPC Live 3, the groove machine that makes beats so tasty you'll wanna spread them on toasts.
One of the cool things about this video too is, man, we get to see how massive these machines are. They're way bigger in real life than they look in these videos. Bro, your accent rocks. Never say sorry for your accent, dude. I love your accent. Legend.
Now, listen fam, I know what you're thinking. Voytech, why you always swimming in shiny new gear?
Yeah.
You spoiled.
So much bullshit. So much bullshit.
But no. This is not about expensive toys, my people. This is about love.
Well, that's the way it is.
Because in the synthesizer community, it doesn't matter if you got Minimoog, a plastic toy Casio, or your grandma's old harmonica. If it makes you funky, if it makes you smile, you are part of groove.
Revolution.
DJ Voytech's got a cool vibe here too, man. He comes, I'll let him tell it, but I like the philosophy because there's a lot of synth guilt going around on friggin' GearTube, and it cracks me up, man. It's like, oh, you know, less is more. You need a blah blah blah. Synth guilt, get rid of your stuff. Oh, you got these guys who are like, I bought too much. Don't buy more gear, and then you look behind them, it's just tons of gear that they got sent to them and all this stuff. It's this weird, dark psychological algorithm where like they try to lure you in with this emotional anchor of guilt, you know. And it's dirty. It's a dirty move. I'm saying buy whatever you want. I'm on the same vibe as DJ Voytech. If you got the cash and you can afford it, and you're not taking money away from your kids, your family, buy what you want, man. Because we're sound surfers, man. We're frequency fighters. We're people out here who love bathing in Uli's bubble bath of sound 24/7. And if you want it, go get it. And if you don't know how to get it, find a way. It's so easy to make money. Get out there and make some money.
We don't judge here. This is gear democracy.
Our lifestyle.
Your pocket-sized Volca is just as sexy as this vintage Fender Rhodes. Everybody got a seat at this sonic table.
It really is a revolution.
first time to the show, man, welcome to Renegade Ranch. Welcome to the Synth Renegade Mafia. Welcome to the Bro Synth Network. Welcome to the land of the Behringer Bros, where we all get together, intermingle, have a good time. We don't worry about being politically correct. We have free speech. We can say what we want. If you're a douchebag, you just get the band hammer from Hans Volt and the Epic mods. We got one of the only live chats on the internet where the mods actually go to war with each other. You'll have mods banning each other. So I think it's hilarious. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget. Most importantly, share it around. That's more. That's cooler. All right, let's see how big these babies are, just for a look. Check it out. This thing's a monster. Look at the size of that. And then look at the MPC live size right here. This is a friggin' monster too. It's way bigger than I thought. Look. Well, bam. Huge. Okay, so that's cool, man. That's DJ Voytech. Check out his channel, Truth in the Chat. But now here's another thing. This is our boy Tactical Midi, and he had some thoughts on the MPC. Let's just check them out. Hey, thanks DJ Voytech. Appreciate it, my baby. You the man. I'll buy me and the missus an Italian sub later with that. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Company is that process the payments. It doesn't work. How you doing, Twin Cities Oxygen? Yeah, I can drive and talk and do all kinds of stuff at the same time. The thing is that, you know.
Hey, just to say, I love how the Synth Renegades are like, you know what? We don't need fancy production studios. We don't need all this. We don't need to hire a bunch of people. We're going live from our car, and we're having a talk to the community and a talk to everyone. We're going live from the back patio. We're going live from our own studios. We're going to make OBS become our studio. We don't need all this fancy stuff. We don't need $10,000 cameras. We all got iPhones in our pocket, and I think it's absolutely fantastic that the Synth Renegades out there, when they got something on their mind, they got something to say now. The revolution of just going live on the spot, bringing it straight to the people with the hottest take in the moment is gorgeous. And Tactical Midi is one of the best out there, man. Shout out to Tactical Midi. I'll throw his channel down in the chat too, man. Go check him out. He is definitely one of my favorite Renegades for sure, and absolutely love his channel. Tuesday nights usually streams as well, live streams. Check him out.
No, I'm talking about the new MPC update, and you know, we're gonna be forced to pay $99, and on top of that, that we're forced to pay $99 to get. The only thing I like about the new MPC updates will be the time stretching that they added, that it can be used on the older versions of the MPC. And the clip launching, which is basically what I wanted to have on the MPC back again, because the MPC 2.15 has the clip launcher. So I don't understand, you know, it's a different clip launcher. It's not like the clip launcher that.
And we don't use the word stay safe around Renegade Ranch, all right? We use the word stay dangerous. Shout out to Trusto, Symptoms of Reality. We use the word stay dangerous, man. Live a little. Take a few risks. Don't be scared to step outside a comfort zone. Don't be scared to get hurt, you know? You gotta feel alive sometimes, man. You can't just do everything safe. You're doing a live stream, you're doing a live jam, take a risk. Switch the beat up, you know? Do what Banks told me. Go ahead and switch the style up. Let the haters hate while we watch the synths pile up.
We used to have in 2.15, which it was a little bit different. was like kind of like a pad programming on that one, and it was sample based. I don't know if the new one is on the, you know, if the new one is more advanced or whatnot, whatever. The thing is, they're obligating us to pay $99 for 4 plugins that.
This is Tactical Midi, Trader to the Living. This is Tactical Midi. I'll scroll down here, you see his channel right there, Tactical Midi. I just threw it down the chat. Scroll up, subscribe. Machines, if you don't mind, throw it in there again. Or any of the mods. Yeah, Tactical Midi's hot take on the MPC 3.
Are not the greatest plugins. First of all, they're not gonna do that big of a difference when it comes to production, and you know, they just basically making the machine really obsolete. Like this machine was never finished. The MPC Live 2 and the MPC Live.
Hey Tony, man, this is what we call this is Renegade flow, man. When you get in the flow, Tactical Midi operates on a gear that's in beautiful chill mode, man. I love it. So you got to slow down you got to slow yourself down, man. Tactical Midi, he cooks.
Live itself, it was never a finished machine. A lot of people say that for them it's stable. Yeah, when you just sit down and put like a little drum program and just tap a couple things, you know, that's the thing. The thing is that people, like some people just make little beats. But when you want to make big beats that have big effects on it, transitions inside the song, all this, you know.
This is the show with the most beautiful accents. We got the Polish, I believe it's Poland, DJ Voytech with that beautiful accent. And we got Tactical Midi, man, with that beautiful accent too, dude. Absolutely love it, man. You can't get no more suave than Tactical Midi's sweet flow. So I'm telling you, man.
Oh, what do you call that? You know, triggering effects during your production and making more interesting music. Yeah, it's nice for chopping. People like to do that lazy chop. They take a song that it was already, the drums are already made, and then you chop the drums and make it sound like you did something, but you really didn't do anything. And you know, for those type of people that like to sample, the MPC is a very stable platform. No, don't get me wrong. But when a person is building from the ground up with the
yeah, I love it, dude. Tactical Midi's the Synth Lebowski, the big Synth Lebowski. Yeah, legend, bro.
With the MPC, like we're putting MIDI information to play our own drums from scratch. We're also writing the melodies that are gonna go into the MPC are being written by hand.
Let's jump ahead.
We're going back to basics, back to the DAW. I don't know if to spend this $100 on this MPC. I don't know if to keep trying to make this machine work. And the last live jam that I did and all the effects, this is the MPC doing its job, but you know, that's just like that was done with like very simple, right? So I was thinking that with the new firmware,
get over and subscribe to Tactical Midi, everyone in the chat, man. This guy's an absolute legend.
Update that they will do to the machine, we would have gotten more stability and, you know, a finished product. Yeah, I want to get it. I want to get it because they just retired the Live 2.
Yep, I agree.
You know, they just retired the Live 2. That's what they did. the Live 2 and
That's the point that I actually just clicked on the exact perfect point in the video, which I wanted to go to. I didn't even have it. It's just by serendipitous that I clicked there, 31:56 seconds. They retired the old MPCs. The old MPCs are now retired. I hate to say it. It's just the way it is. They went and retired the old MPCs, and Akai don't give two shits about the old MPC anymore. It's just the way it is. They don't. It's retired. It's obsolete. They basically made their own product obsolete. And you know what? I guess it's just the way it is. And what are you going to do? You're going to go get some old-ass MPC from the friggin' 80s or something like that? Come on, man. You're not going to make... Why are you going to torture yourself? Don't torture yourself with an old MPC from back in the day that stinks like cigarettes, and you know, you're going to have to repair, and the workflow is annoying. Just get the new thing. Get the newest thing. This is the hottest piece of tech right now, probably in music production. I think it is. Like Tactical Midi said, he's rotted because now he can't even friggin' sell his old MPC on the used market to get a bit of scratch to pick this new one up.
the older machines, those machines are basically retired. That's why you see all the people that got the MPC for free from the company, they're smiling. You know why they're smiling? Because they have it for free, and they don't have to worry, because they are playing inside baseball, right? We, the consumer, have to now stay with this paperweight, right? They got rid of the...
Dude, see, this is why Tactical Midi is the best, the hottest takes. You got to stick around with this paperweight now, because they moved on.
Their shit already last year, for sure. In the beginning of the year, I seen a whole bunch of YouTubers that got rid of their shit, because I saw them. They got rid of all their shit because they're playing inside baseball. You know, oh, we're coming out with something new, and that, oh shit, oh, shit coming out, oh, so I better sell it now before people sell it for cheaper, you know. So since they're playing inside baseball, they don't lose anything. We are the ones losing here. The people that are not playing that inside baseball, we're not getting that information forehand. I would have gotten rid of the machine already, easily. I would have said, fuck that.
Good point. Okay, I see where he's going with that train of thought now. He's saying that a lot of the dudes with the inside baseball, if you know what inside baseball means, it means you've been tipped off. It's kind of like insider synth trading, okay? You've been tipped off in the industry that this beautiful new product's coming. It's going to make the old ones obsolete. So what do you got? You got a bunch of dudes out there getting rid of their old MPCs for top price, leaving cats like Tactical Midi holding the bag now, not even going to be able to pick up probably $350 for this old paperweight he's got hanging out now that can barely even function anymore properly.
Because they're not going to work on the older versions of MPC. They're done with it. They're done with the older versions of MPC. They're not going to work on that anymore. People have to get that through their head. You know, they gave us a couple things that, quote unquote, just to be on the keep up, but it's just another money grab, you know. And I see it. When I see it, I feel bad, because the only problem
You know why you see it, Tactical Baby? Because you got They Live sunglasses like Roddy Piper had in that movie They Live. The Synth Renegades got the sunglasses. Sunglasses are off. It's like, boom, put the sunglasses on. Boom, money grab. You see it, I see it, we all see it. But don't get me wrong, chill out. Everybody relax. I'm not hating on the MPC. I think the MPC3 law of it, like I just said 20,000 times earlier. Shout out, what do we got? 2,500 people in the chat. That's not bad for a Saturday morning. 2,500 people. Shout out to the 2,500. Like, share, and subscribe. Do your thing. And if you see it, you see it. We see it. We're not saying the MPC3 law isn't amazing. Like I said, it's probably would be one of the most important pieces of tech in the next 5 to 10 years. It's very cool. It's like a bookend to start a new bookshelf or something like that, you know? And he's nailing it. He's nailing it. So I wanted to give you the glaze at first, but now Tactical Midi had the hottest take on all of YouTube, if you ask me. And that's why we're playing this video. Not only because he's one of the most legendary synth renegades to ever have lived, It's because he got the hottest take right now.
I have is that I spent so much money on all these upgrades for the MPC platform, and now they decide that they basically quit it on the older version of MPC and reimagined it again because they know they are failing. You know?
I do.
What's up, Echo Craft?
What's up, Echo?
What's going on? Eternian, how's it going, Mr. Eternian? The Machines won. I didn't say hello. How you doing, Machines won? Here, pissed off about the situation with Akai and the bullshit with the with their software. And is this a way of Akai saying that we quit on the first version because we can't handle it? And instead of just making a stable MPC and that's it, you don't need to keep adding stuff. That's what kills companies. I tell you, if I buy the MPC Live 3, which I can do, right?
I think you got to watch the whole video to get the take. It's not so much that the new update for the old MPC. He's saying that it just doesn't function how it should function, and it's just a little. I think he's nailing it, but I could be wrong, man. I just love this video.
I can go get it. I can go get it, but that's not the point. The point is that we never had a finished machine before. So what is gonna assure me that if I go buy the newer version of MPC, is it gonna assure me that that doesn't assure me that the newer version of MPC is not gonna go through the same crap the last version went through? You see? So, people have to wake up and smell the air outside. Yeah, you're paying for Roland $2,700, but you're paying $2,700 for a finished machine.
You could be wrong. This is just a hot take, man. Tanner by the Sea, I feel you, man. So you're here to counter Tactical Midi's point. So we're basically having like a virtual debate here. Tactical Midi's saying, they're leaving us old MPC users in the dust. Tanner by the Sea in the chat's like, nah, man, that's not true. The new update does everything that Tactical Midi wants. So maybe we'll have to get Tactical Midi to come out with an update video to see if he's still got the same take. But let's keep rolling.
Right? Fully finished machine. With all the features a professional studio needs to have on a drum machine, which is direct outputs per each drum part, and that's it, and the headroom. You need to have the headroom. You need to have the conversion. You have that conversion, that digital to analog conversion, Yeah. I understand the thing about the TR. The TR's price is pricey. It's a pricey machine, and I don't take that from nobody. Right now, I can go get me, because this is what I was thinking. I might go get me an analog heat, an analog rhythm. I go get me an analog rhythm. I use the analog rhythm Mark II. I go get it. It has analog voices. You can do the same thing. You can.
Yeah, maybe Tactical Midi needs to go get an Akai MPC X. I don't know. Tanner by the Sea seems to think that all Tactical Midi's concerns have been addressed by the new update by Akai. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I wonder what he's thinking.
You can do multi-layering together with the analog voices, just like the TR-1000.
Yeah, I think Tony, you know what, bro? Tony's got the hot takes too, bro. I gotta say, Tony's got the hot takes too. The friggin' MPC Live 2 is 5 years old, man. It's time to move on. 5 years old is like 1,000 years before. We're in a new era of like exponential tech increase. And the MPC Live 2, no matter if they do a firmware update or they do any of that crap now, it's just not gonna cut it. It's not it's time to move on. It's time to cut your losses, pick up your $300. Then you're only paying $1,300 for this. I think that's what you do.
The only difference is that with MPC I could do all my synthesizer sequencing. That's the only reason why I'm so mad at the situation, because I do use the sequencing on the MPC. Like, you know, I can trigger on and off my sequences to my gear, right? Because I don't have 6 hands, I have 2. So if I can if I can like write my parts and bring them in and out during production or doing recording, that's great, because it just cuts time in half when it comes to producing. So, you know, I can get a analog rhythm Mark II for way less and get the same results. And people say, it doesn't sound the same, but it takes samples. It's samples. So if it doesn't sound the same, right, get a sample.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't sound the same, and get a different sample. Throw some EQ on it. Throw 15,000 layers of EQ on it.
I'm thinking about getting the rhythm, the analog rhythm. Now that, you know, if you see it, when you look at it, it has all the output.
Cheer to the living. Just go by an MPC Live. You know why we have a, you know what? Where else do you get to vent your frustration here? Don't forget, this video wasn't made today. This video was made as soon as it got released, when he realized now that he wanted to get rid of his old MPC for so long, and he held on to the fact that it might turn into something great, and then they hit him with this, and now he's only going to get $300 for his MPC Live.
It has performance. It has a performance mode for us, for people like us that like to do live jams. So it has performance things, and then it has an input where you can process also with the. You can process incoming audio with the internal effects of the machine too. So it's not bad, you know.
Yeah, man, you got lots of choices. You got MPC Live 3, you know, just came out. You want to go up an extra $1,000? You've got the TR1000. You know, is it a ripoff? A lot of people think it's a ripoff. I don't know yet. Apparently, it's made of friggin' angel's dust and gold from Mars or something. And then you've got the analog rhythm. You got the Toneverk. So sampling / groovebox / thing it's the golden era. So there's something for everybody. What do you think, Tactical?
So I don't know. I'm about to be gone. I gotta get in there and start working today. And then I've been rewiring the whole setup back to the FL Studio setup, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm thinking about yanking the MPC out of there and not even looking at it anymore. And then I'm gonna start using my computer to sequence all my synth parts and start working.
Yank it out, throw it up on reverb, get you $300. That's my vote.
With the FL Studio better. It might be better for me.
Yeah, it's probably better. Yank it out, Tactical. I think you should yank it out, man. To be honest with you, yank the friggin' thing out.
Echoes 3 machine idea. You know.
All right, that's Tactical, man. Go check them out. Great channel. Absolutely love it. What else we got up on here? Let's jump over and check out the Roland for a minute. I wanted to watch this. They dropped a 3.5 hour Roland video, deep dive. And in this thing here, apparently it'll take you... I watched Pro Synth Network on Friday. Shout out to Robbie and the Pro Synth Network. Let's do a beta test. I want to see something real quick here. Hold on, let me move this chat over. I want to take a poll. I wonder if Robbie and Pro Synth Network would be against me reviving the Bro Synth Network brand if we didn't have such a contentious relationship like we did back in the day. I feel like the Bro Synth Network is the American brand, you know? The Pro Synth Network's very UK, it's very their style. The Bro Synth Network to me was one of the most genius branding moments in GearTube history. It's beautiful, it's catchy, it's real, and it's got its own vibe. So I wonder, man, what do you guys think in the chat? Should we revive the Bro Synth Network? And like I said, maybe we do some collaborations with Pro Synth Network, totally on the same complimentary vibe where, you know, we build each other up. I don't know. I've been thinking about it the other day. I was looking at all my Bro Synth Network swag in the closet that me and Robbie had that war. You know, I retired it out of respect for him. But I'm just wondering, should it be revived in a manner that is complimentary to each nation? I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let's watch this Roland video for a minute, and I gotta go.
Dustin from Roland here, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the TR-1000 Rhythm Creator. With a remarkable amount of analog, digital, and sample-based sounds, there are endless ways to sculpt hard-hitting rhythms, new textures, and expressive instruments. We'll start with covering the basics of navigating the TR-1000, its sound engines, sampler, effects, and the many ways we can make them pop. We'll get into how to program and perform.
Oh, wow, we got some buffering issues. There we go.
Patterns and songs, along with the tools available to give them life and groove. Before we get started, always be sure to check for the latest TR-1000 product updates at Roland.com and follow the instructions to make sure you're
we can't watch this buffering too. The video's too friggin' damn long. You have to watch that on your own time. All right, let me jump back here to the main stage. So that's what we got going on, man. That's the MP3 Live, $1,600. I think it's a great deal for what it is. I think anybody who's got an old MPC2, I think like Tactical said, it's time to let it go. It's 5 years old. Stop complaining. It's time to abandon that tech. Move on. And get a piece of tech that's actually going to work for you and work with your setup. And I think that's the way to go. Tanner by the Sea seems like a great resource for MPC3. I'm sure if you hit the bro up, check out Tanner. Hit him up, and he will probably give you any advice you need on the MPC deal. He seems to have used the old to the new and is very proficient at it. So shout out to Tanner by the Sea. And yeah, man, you guys tell me what you think, man. I don't know. What's Trader saying? I don't think Pro Synth Network would probably like that, but who knows? No, they probably wouldn't. But I think the reason they didn't like it before was because... The reason I think they didn't like the Bro Synth Network before was because it was such an absolute powerhouse of a brand that it was taken away from their brand. So I could understand that. And myself being an absolute marketing behemoth, berserker, that I just took the Bro Synth Network brand and I made it one of the top brands in all of GearTube within like 3 months. So I took Bro Synth Network from zero to the top brand in all of SynthTube, and SynthTube specifically, it was the top brand, and then GearTube it was the top brand as well. And because it was such a behemoth and a powerhouse, and it caught on like wildfire because it was so Americana that it just. But, you know, I dropped it out of respect for Robbie because, you know what I mean? It was out of respect for Robbie. We had a great chat. He's a great guy. They got a great channel, and they're doing great things over there in the UK. They got a totally different vibe than the Synth Renegades, and that's where the Synth Renegade Mafia was born. We rebranded the Bro Synth Network to the Synth Renegade Mafia, which I think is actually a pretty cool name as well. So, you know, maybe we'll just leave it in synth lore. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll leave it in synth lore. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a chat with Robbie behind the scenes, just see what he thinks about that. I would never do it without having a chat to him because we made a gentleman's agreement back in the day about that, and I'm a man of my. If there's one thing, I'm a man of my word. So I would never do something like that without having a chat with the English gentleman himself. What's Hans saying? Yeah, maybe. It was just very. It was a very. Yeah, it was a branding genius, at the exact right time, at the exact right moment, in pop culture, what's happening around the world, how America, the upswell of pop culture in America is going, how the anti-establishment slash renegade slash, we're not going to follow the status quo. We're going to speak up against power. It basically hit everything right in line. But the Synth Renegade Mafia is just as good. If you want any gear, go check out the website. Just go to Google and type Synth Samurai t-shirts and you'll find it. I don't even... And, yeah, man. So that's how it is. Anyways, that's the show for today. I'm going to roll. You guys have a good day. We'll catch you later. Final thoughts on the MPC Live 3. I think it's a bookend, a bookmark. Like GeoSynth said, check out GeoSynth's channels, one of the greatest patch designers of all time, soundbank designers out there. Shout out to GeoSynth, great channel, great dude, and an absolute genius legend himself. And I think it's a bookmark in history right now that it might be one of the greatest pieces of musical production equipment made to date. And if they can lock it in with firmware and it isn't buggy as hell, then, everyone who's got an old MPC, just get rid of it. That's it, and that's all. Take it easy.